Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of TRB Collectibles. My name's Tom and I will be your guide through this estate sale.
But there's a big garage up there. Our garage full of tools and
Now, one of the very first rooms that I came in contact with was this office. It was filled to the brim with so many different things. Then I noticed these items right above the door that none of them were priced. They might have been overlooked. So I saw this Fire TV Cube and I noticed that it was still in the box. But a lot of the other electronics that I picked up were not. So I had to find them because they were somewhere in this house. I also had to figure out how much all this stuff was going to cost. Now, a lot of the items on those shelves were actually in their boxes, so there was really decent resale value to be had. It was just the idea that they weren't priced, and you have the concern of whether or not the estate sale company will charge you estate sale retail or underprice it. So this way it leaves you with a decent amount of margin to make a profit, and you have to hold on to it the whole sale and try to make judgments based on how other things are priced, whether or not you're actually going to get a pretty good deal. Now, if you're wondering how I fared, I did bring the Fire TV Cube downstairs to see what they wanted for it, just to get an estimate so I didn't have to bring down everything. They literally took out their phone and priced it on the spot utilizing, well, what we all use, eBay. And they charged me eBay retail. And they tried to give me a little bit of a deal, but there was absolutely no margin to be had for any kind of profit. So I did have to leave it behind. Now you're going to see a series called Dream On that top shelf. It was originally an HBO series and it had 2 seasons in the box. And based on the sign, it said DVDs $2. So I thought, wow, that's a great deal for a season set. I'll pay $2 for that. This is something I would like to talk to you about. Clarity on signage at estate sales, thrift stores, flea markets. It's something good to know before you bring the item to the checkout. In this case, I was excited to bring my item downstairs for $2. It was going to be a great deal. There was going to be decent profit to be had. When they rung me up, they said it would have been $10. I was kind of confused. I said I thought it was $2 per DVD. But then they said it was $2 per DVD disc, and in my case, my box set had 5. There's no point in being frustrated or trying to argue with the person that's trying to price you. Remember, if you are a full-time reseller, estate sales are one of your many destinations that you source, so you always want to have a good working relationship with that company. But at the end of the day, this company should have clearly marked on their sign that each DVD disc was $2, rather than just DVDs in general. So for a $10 price point on this box set, it just wasn't worth it, and I did have to leave it behind because the profit just wasn't there anymore. Yeah. Granted, this isn't one of them, but if you come across vintage backgammon sets, the board game, now I'm talking pre-plastic pieces, when they had Bakelite pieces, you can actually make an excellent profit. You just have to find it for the right price.
In Italy.
Yeah, I have those sets. I have 3 of them. No one ever wants to play it, so don't buy one. Ooh, that's cool. Posters?
No. Hard.
Yeah.
That's why I was opening it so slowly. Let's talk about the random bins you find at estate sales in the garage and the attic. These boxes and bins that you could potentially find, majority of the time, are filled with items that the estate sale company did not know how to price, meaning that they really didn't know what they were but decided to just lot them up. And it leads you to a decent profit. When I first started reselling, these were the things I dove in head first because the price point was really low and I potentially could find a really decent item and make a pretty good profit. So I'd always recommend getting your hands dirty, checking these boxes out, because all it needs is a little bit of clean and you could make a really decent profit for a very low price. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's episode, please be sure to click that like button. And if you have some extra time, check out some of these other episodes. Thanks!